Thanks for joining us tonight. Once again, someone has written offensive language on the University of Alabama campus. WVUA's Travis Leader tells us what happened and how the university is responding.
It was very inappropriate for whoever did this to have done it, and I am very against it, and I am flabbergasted that this would have happened on our campus.
UA freshman Catherine Goff is talking about offensive words found on the Moody Music Building Tuesday afternoon. Crews quickly removed the comments, but University of Alabama President Robert Witt says they could be upsetting to African Americans.
So like every time something like this happens, somebody that has the same skin color as me, which means it could have very much been is directed towards me, you know, only thing that's going to be done about it is an email from the president. That really makes me feel safe. That really makes me feel secure. You know, like, no, it doesn't.
Witt sent an email to staff and students saying, in part, the University of Alabama finds this behavior totally unacceptable and strongly condemns any use of these words on our campus. Every effort will be made to identify and appropriately punish the individual responsible. But UA senior Crystalyn Jones believes the vandalism is a microcosm of a larger racial issue on the capstone.
These racial things keep coming up because they're actually here. They actually do exist in and around campus.
Reporting in Tuscaloosa, Travis Leader, WVUA News.
This isn't the first accusation of racism at the capstone this year. In February, a University of Alabama student filed a complaint because he says a fraternity member yelled the N-word at him. Tuscaloosa city leaders are seeking a grant to help remove debris from the Forest Lake area. Today, the city's finance committee approved to fund a $300,000 project, but the city would only cough up 25% of that if they get the grant. Although Forest Lake is privately owned, some residents asked the city to apply for the grant. Tuscaloosa's incident commander, Robin Edgeworth, says this would be a big step to help clean up Forest Lake.
We believe that it'll make our city begin to recover. We've been looking forward to this day, and now I believe we're one step closer to getting that lake clean.
The city will be seeking the grant from the USDA's Natural Resource Conservation Service. Speaking of Forest Lake, debris has been floating in the water ever since the April 27th tornado. Today, crews drained part of the lake so cleanup could begin. WVUA's Daniel Sparkman has more.
Was immediately after the tornado is just the dead quiet. When I walked up from the basement and came out, I mean, it was eerily quiet. There was not a duck, there was not a bird, there was no sound at all.
Gary Limroth with the Cleanup Forest Lake Committee says nearly 6 months after the April tornado, you can now see some signs of life.
I think the ducks are still flourishing. You can look out there. I've seen some of the mallards that are out there, and you can see a family of them following the mom down the row. At this point, with this lake level, they're still okay.
But with one look, it's easy to see Forest Lake still needs help. The committee has lowered the lake level to start the process of cleaning up.
We've intentionally lowered the lake for several reasons. One, there were a couple of homeowners, Mr. Hallman one, who wanted to go ahead and work on his dock. Also, a lot of people wanted to see what was in the lake. But certainly people are concerned somebody's found their patio furniture sitting out there. So I think that we wanted to get people to have a general idea. And two, that we would know the scope of the project when it's time to have all of the debris removed.
The Homeowners Association is hoping for a FEMA grant to pay for the lake cleanup and to assist in bringing Forest Lake back to its previous beauty.
I feel like it's going to take some time. You know, it's not going to happen tomorrow, but over time, I truly feel like that the lake will once again be a premier place to live in Tuscaloosa.
In Tuscaloosa, Daniel Sparkman, WVUA News.
Homeowners hope to find out later this year if they will get the federal grant to help rebuild Forest Lake. It wasn't just people affected by the April 27th tornado. Some of West Alabama's furry four-legged friends lost their homes too. That's when a new animal advocacy group formed. WVUA's Victoria Sheehan tells us what they hope to accomplish.
Wagging tails and smiling faces were the sights at Innisfree Irish Pub's happy hour, where dog owners could mingle, drink, and dine with their best canine friends.
So we really hope that Tuscaloosa will, even more than ever, become a dog-friendly place to live and to work in and to volunteer in.
The Alabama Society for the Prevention of Cruelty to Animals sponsored the so-called Yappy Hour to raise awareness for animal overpopulation, rescue advocacy, and education.
The founding members of this group had been talking for quite a while about founding the group, but then when the tornado of 427 hit here, we decided we needed to go ahead and jump into action. So we have developed a lot quicker than we ever intended to, but we just felt like we were needed to help, fill in the gaps in the current animal welfare, system in our state, and we just wanted to help.
Ever since tornado, it kind of has taken on a new meaning for me because we took in a dog that we found climbing out of the rubble after the tornado, and so it's just kind of, and there's some other dogs out here that had the same thing happen, and now it's just kind of everyone gets to meet new people and dogs get to meet new dogs, so it works out great.
Whether the pets are big or small, young or old, T-Town dog owners here have one thing in common. They're thankful for their four-legged companions.
One of my dogs is a rescue dog, and so anything I can do to support any organization that helps and dogs that are in need, I'm more than happy to get on board with. It's one of the best ways to feel good about yourself, because no matter what you do, they're always going to love you.
Reporting in downtown Tuscaloosa, Victoria Sheehan, WVUA News.
Innisfree will host Pooches on the Porch on the second Tuesday of each month. ALSPCA is working with the Alabama Voters for Responsible Animal legislation to create more political awareness for animal-friendly laws. For more information, visit their website, alspca.org or alabamavotesforanimals.org. The Northport Police Department is mourning the loss of its only K-9 officer. Northport Police Chief Robert Green says police officer Darren Miller and K-9 officer Belo were responding to a domestic disturbance call Saturday when their car crashed. Green said Belo was thrown from the car and later died. Officer Miller had some injuries too, but Chief Green says they're not life-threatening. Green says Belo will be missed.
Initially, there's an emotional attachment between the dog and his handler. But after the dog becomes acquainted with other officers on various calls, and then everybody gets somewhat attached to the dog.
Green says the police department will have a funeral for Belo later this month. He says the department hopes to have another K-9 officer soon. Well, as we mentioned, Belo and Officer Miller were responding to a domestic disturbance call. Police say officers witnessed a man beating a woman in the 500 block of 60th Street. Their 8-year-old son ran to a nearby police officer's home and got help. That's when the suspect barricaded himself in the attic. Police eventually forced him out of hiding. Police identified the suspect as John Mills. He's charged with 2 counts of domestic violence and 1 count of domestic violence strangulation. He was put in the Tuscaloosa County Jail pending a $15,000 bond. Tuscaloosa police are searching for a robbery suspect. Police say someone robbed the CVS on 15th Street early Sunday morning. According to witnesses, the suspect put a bag on the counter and told employees there was a gun inside. The suspect demanded Oxycontin pills and cash. If you have any information, call Crime Stoppers at 205-752-STOP. The Tuscaloosa Police Department's special response team is trained to rush into dangerous situations and capture the bad guys, but now they have captured something else, a championship title. The SRT number 1 took first place in the 2011 Alabama Tactical Officers Association Conference. Team 2 brought home second place. Officials say SWAT officers from across the state and some as far away as the Philippines participated in the competition. Officers competed in several areas and worked training courses, including hostage rescue and explosive breaching. This is the second year in a row TPD has won first place. Time for a first look at Alabama's home team forecast. Here's Chief Meteorologist Richard Scott. Hey, Richard.
Hey, Claire, good Tuesday evening to you. Still fairly mild tonight. 66 degrees in Tuscaloosa. We'll have 65 in Marengo County, Demopolis. Some 50s on the board, a little bit cooler towards Coleman. At 58, Birmingham and Clear, 63 at this hour. Still a lot of clouds around, some mist in spots, but most of that is lifting north and east of Tuscaloosa and Birmingham. In fact, no mist happening back in Mississippi. Some gradual clearing happening back towards the Delta. That will gradually spread in here from the west, and we'll see more sun tomorrow than we did today, but still a lot of clouds. Early tomorrow morning, our bus stop forecast for Wednesday morning. A lot of folks return back to school. 53 degrees by 7 in the morning. Kind of cool out there, but we'll see more sun later in the day. How about the rest of that forecast and your weekend forecast? Home team weather is coming up.
State officials are telling local courts they don't have to jail people who can't prove their citizenship. The Administrative Office of Courts issued a statewide memo to local court magistrates saying they can release people on bond while authorities verify if they are a U.S. citizen. All the person has to do to be free to sign his or her name. The advice should calm some fears that the jails will fill up because of Alabama's new immigration law. Some Spanish-speaking residents in Alabama are asking people to skip work this week so they can protest the state's tough new immigration law. Facebook users have formed groups and are encouraging protests tomorrow and Thursday. They're also asking people to only shop at businesses that are part of the Hispanic community. A Spanish-language radio station in Metro Birmingham is also helping promote the cause. The city of Albertville is also considering a parade to demonstrate against the law.